On January the 6th, I remember getting a phone call that afternoon from the U.S. Capitol Police chief, and we discussed very briefly the need for additional resources at the U.S. Capitol. When I made the decision, I looked at Lieutenant Colonel in the Bureau of Field Operations. I said, send them.
Capitol Police and Park Police in D.C., they do demonstrations all the time, so like they never ask for help. At least my 8-9 years, never have gone over there, so I did not expect to be deployed to the district that day.
I remember that day as clear as we're standing here, and I thought, here I am sending our men and women into what we now know and what appears to be a very potentially violent situation.
Seeing a lot of the debris in the hallway and some of the wounded officers, a lot of OC spray, pepper spray laying all over the place, rags and towels from officers trying to clean themselves up.
Officers just taking a break because they're exhausted at that point. And then you can just hear bang, bang. It's just loud banging as the closer you get.
And then as soon as we rounded the corner, immediately we already started getting hit by objects. And that was really the first time I was like, all right, this is really bad and these people really want to hurt us.
To me, it was the first time, the first event I've actually been to where I thought I had a high chance of not going home that night.
Just clearing those people out and how hostile they were, and then just to look around and see all the debris and the damage people have done, it was definitely a surreal moment.
Watching the videos from the other side, and you can see how many people were there, and you're just like, wow. You know, we helped the Capitol Police and MPD, take that location.
The valor that the men and women exhibit in some of the most extreme situations that we've responded to, especially over the last 3 or 4 years. When we say valor, service, and pride, we mean it. We don't say that as just a bullet point, if you will. It means something to the core of what a trooper stands for.
We have to evolve as the public expectations evolve. So we sat down, we rewrote our mission, vision, values, we created a culture statement, we wrote goals, we wrote strategies, we wrote tactics. So that document now will guide us through the next 5 to 10 years. And the beauty of that document is we have the ability to go back periodically and say, okay, is this really where we are? Is this really what the public expects? And evolve that document so that it is constantly changing, so we are serving our communities better.
We're always trying to move forward, and BCI is definitely on the forefront of that. We're always looking to try, how are we going to investigate and solve crimes better, because we want to bring closure for families and bring offenders to justice. Rapid DNA was an evolving technology. One of the things that we kept in mind was that DNA had started to become the gold standard for identification purposes. And what was happening is that backlogs were increasing, and the time between when you would collect a sample at a crime scene and then get it to the lab, get the results back, and be able to look at them was starting to put a severe burden on the investigator. The advantage with rapid DNA is that we now have the ability to collect samples and conduct a field analysis of it within a time frame that's less than 2 hours, that we can look at samples that are at the scene or maybe known suspects and know that we're on the right path.
The training that these men and women receive at our Virginia State Police Academy and the staff there under Captain Holland is second to none.
There's a different expectation on law enforcement. Everything's becoming more difficult and more challenging, and so we can't train the way we did 20 or 10 years ago. What are we changing to make our training better? On the onset, how are we bringing people and preparing them for 21st century challenges? With the rigors of training and expectations, and we start getting to what I would call our 5 tenets of training. Those 5 tenets are leadership development, interpersonal skills, ability to manage stress, critical thinking and problem solving, and teamwork. And so to meet those tenets, we do something called drop day. And it's where they come in and it puts them in moments of stress. And we want to get them to where they can function and understand the totality of the circumstances and make good sound decisions to not overreact and also to not underreact. Teamwork. We have men and women that come from all different parts of the state different levels of experience, and we've got to get them to start working together as a team. Then we do what's called a trainee assessment course, and we're really leaning on that leadership development. We have platoon leaders. We start selecting class officers. We put them in scenarios to where they have to begin to work together as a team cohesively, and we start to delegate more to the class and start getting them to come together and working with a level of synergy that they come together with that esprit de corps that we're looking for in the agency. When these challenges come down, they can go back to that training, go back to that well, and pull out the experiences they had here at the academy to help make them be successful.
That's when it's important to ensure that you do the thorough preparation and training that really develops troopers and supervisors to become tactically and technically proficient and really hone your skills and allow you to perform at a high state of readiness.
Critical thinking, problem solving, leadership, ability to manage stress, all those things are our tenets to not just go out and be a trooper that's good enough, but to be exceptional for when the moment and the stress and the time comes that trooper needs to respond, that they are prepared and ready to serve the Commonwealth and this agency with extreme professionalism and pride.